Hello everybody, welcome back to Jets Fan TV, your number one place for all Jets fans to talk all things Newcastle Jets. Today's topic, I wanted to do a season review of the 24-25 season. Overall was the word I come up with is mid-season. It wasn't a good season, wasn't a bad season, I think it was very mid-season. So we ended up finishing 9th, on the latter with 8 wins, 12 losses and 6 draws. Overall, like I said, wasn't a bad campaign, wasn't a good campaign. It was just a very average campaign and something to build off going into this next season, which we'll talk about a bit later. So we'll start off with the positives. There's not too many positives apart from the fact that it was a little bit of an improvement on the 23-24 season. We got 2 more wins in this season. We had 6 in the 23-24 season and only 8 in the and 8 this season. So it was a bit of an improvement, winning a couple more games. And we scored a few more goals. That's really the only positives I could find for this season. It's look, we've been out of finals. We haven't made the finals since the 2017-18 season, which was the season I started supporting the Jets. So I've only seen them make the finals once in my whole time supporting the Jets. So it's been a long time. It's been a long few years for me, but it's nothing different. It's nothing new. It's the same stuff we've always seen. I think one of the main things about last season was we didn't score enough goals. We didn't take our chances enough. Now I think a big part of that was Lachlan Rose being out. He was out for a few months. I think that did hurt us a bit because we really did lack that. Because he was injured at the start of the season, about when we first got him. And I think we really did miss him, and we just missed that goal threat until, obviously, when Kota came in January, we were banging in goals then. Kota was a real help in getting our goals up. Him and Rose with that link up, they were fantastic in that January, especially in the first couple of months of it. It was a fantastic link up. So that was sort of my overall main points about the season. Now I want to sort of go into the key results of the season. So we'll start off with our first round. The first game we played was against Melbourne City at home. We narrowly lost to them 1-0 while they were played down. They had 10 men for the last 20 minutes of the game. It was a very... I can't exactly remember too much of the game because this was months ago now. This is ages ago. But I do remember coming out of it with positives to take. I think there was positives to take from the game. I just think it was probably one of the games where we were really missing Lucky Rose. I don't know, he might not even been injured then, but I think it was one of those games where we were missing that goal threat. Then the next game we played, this was, oh my god, I'll never forget these 2 goals. Eli Adams' brilliance against MacArthur. So if you remember this game, you might remember it if I re-jog your memory. So basically, we were 1-0 down to MacArthur. They scored pretty early on, Maniacalis, early on in about 20th minute. And Eli Adams scored 2 quick goals in the 56th and the 60th minute to put Jets in the lead. We won that game 2-1, and it was just Eli Adams' brilliance, solo brilliance. I mean, it was one of the real early moments we got to see of Eli Adams and the player he's going to turn into. Because before that, I don't think he'd done that well. I thought he wasn't doing too much for the team in the Australia Cup and in the first game against City. And then, doing that, scored 2 quick, brilliant goals. Both of them are great goals. I think both of them are outside the box. It's fantastic. It's one of my favourite moments of the season was those 2 goals, how quick they were. And I remember celebrating. It was great. And then I don't know if this is the next... Yeah, I think this is the next game we play because round 3 we had a bye. Round 4 we battered by Wanderers. They put 4 past us to comfortably beat us 4-1. That was just, I don't remember too much about the game, but obviously quite shocking game. And it was only one of the 2 times where we got battered this season. The other one was a bit later on. So we at least we didn't get battered that much this season. I guess that's another positive. Yeah, we did it twice. It's alright. Right, so then the next I don't know if it's the next game we played, but we played Mariners in the night round, and they beat us. I remember this game. It was so frustrating. So basically, 2 minutes after Aquilina put us in the lead in the I think it was about 60th minute, Caltech equalised the game 2 minutes after, and then a few minutes later Shushna scored her own goal in a to give Mariners the win. And I remember being so angry about that, because we take the lead and a couple of minutes later we go and blow it, because I think from what I can remember, like I said, I can't remember these games too well. I'm just going with what I got wrote down in front of me. But if I can remember, I think we dominated the game a bit. I think we probably should have had more goals, and I think that was a game where we were really missing Rose, because I remember Rose was injured for that game. I remember being at the game in the stadium. He actually sat in front of near me, and I remember I think we were missing him for the game, because we just could not put the ball in the back of the net. And I really hope that's a problem that gets fixed this season. Obviously in this Australia Cup run we scored quite a few goals. We've been brilliant, and we've been a lot more attacking, so I'm hoping that gets fixed this season. That is something that we need to improve on, which I'll talk about later also at the end of the video. But anyway, yeah, that game was a frustrating loss, to go and score and then concede 2 minutes later. Unbelievable. And then we got battered by we battered Perth 4-0. Then later on in the season we had this massive undefeated streak. I don't know if you remember, we had a great streak where I think it was for about 9 or 10 games where we just kept winning and drawing. We were getting really good results against some good teams as well. It started off by drawing with Perth 2-2 away, and then we drew with the Mariners 2-2, a decent result. And then we went and beat Victory 3-0 at home. Now I really do remember this game. This is a game that I'll always remember, because this unfortunately was the game where the fan in the stadium had a medical problem, and I do remember this game a lot. I remember that happening while a VAR decision was happening. So you're because it was right near me, it was in the bay next to me, I think. So it was a very difficult situation, and I think a lot of fans in sort of our section that knew what was going on were sort of tuned out of that VAR decision, because the decision was for a penalty. They gave it a penalty. I don't think anyone in our area really cared that much. We were so worried about what was going on there. But luckily, we ended up getting the win for the fan, and I've got to say, big thanks to the 2 nurses, or to whoever they were that sort of saved his life, I think. So yeah, I don't want to talk about that too much, but that game is a memorable win for me, because I remember having that, and then we won 3-0, and it was a good win. That's all I'm going to say. Right, moving on. So that was this was a part of the undefeated streak. Then we went on to beat Adelaide and Brisbane, so we got 3 wins in a row. And then I think, actually, if I remember, I think that's the first time we've done that for a few years, to be honest, for ages. And then we drew with the minor premiers Auckland. That was a great result also. Auckland was so good this season, so to draw with them is a good result. And then we beat Sydney. And then our streak came to an end when we got back to 6-2 by Western United. I'll be honest, I really don't remember this game at all. I do not remember one single bit of that game, so I can't really tell you much. I just, I was looking through the results in preparation for this video, and I saw that, and I thought, yeah, well, I mean, how I don't remember, I don't know. It was more towards the end of the season, so I don't know how I don't remember it, but I really don't. Now, this game, obviously, moment of the season. Oh my god! I mean, what a moment! What a win was to batter our rival 6-0. We battered Mariners 6-0. Brilliant game, and it sort of took me back to 2018 when we beat them 8-2. It really did take me back then. It was a great game. I remember constantly, I think we had a little spouse where we get a couple goals at a time, from what I can remember. I think we scored the first goal at the end of the first half, somewhere towards the end of the first half, and then I think we scored 2 at the start of the second half, and then I think a bit later we scored another 2, and then scored one more towards the end of the game. It was a great win, a great game, and a game I'll never forget. It was a brilliant game. And then the last 3 games we ended with 2 losses and a draw. Terrible end to the season after that big high. So sort of takeaway to take from those results and notes is that it's an up and down season. We started off pretty bad. At the start of the season was not good. We had a lot of away games. It just was a crap start to the season. Then we had that period where we were undefeated, and you think, mate, I thought we were going to make finals. We were making that finals push. We were inside of the top 6 spot, and then then the season we lost to Western United. Even when we beat Mariners, we still had the chance for top 6, and we blew it, of course. We always seem to do that. We blew it at the end of the season. 2 losses and a draw. So, I just realised my hair's gone. So, in the end, we ended up finishing 9th. Overall, I think it was a decent, positive season. There's a few positives to take. Obviously, a lot of improvement. We still need to make finals, and that is the expectation this season. Especially after the Australia Cup run we've had, whether we win it or not, there will be an expectation. Oh my god, bro! Why can't I say the word? Expectation in this fan base to win that game. To win finals. I mean, make it finals, not win finals. Make the finals, to make top 6, where we need to be. We haven't been there in so long, and we need to get there. This is the season. I believe this is their season. I think Mark Milligan will do a brilliant job with us. We've got a lot of the young players coming through. Bertoncello, Badalato, Cooper, Bracco, all these young players coming through, and I cannot wait for this season. I think this is our season. I think we're going to make top 6. I hope we're going to make top 6, but I believe this might actually be our year. And, this is the first time we've ever had a good Australia Cup run, because we've never made it past the quarterfinals. I think we've only made the quarterfinals twice before, maybe once before. And then, we've gone on to the final, which I'm still counting down the days for that game. I cannot wait for that game, I tell you. I really cannot wait. Anyway, that's it for me. I wanted to do a little season review. I might end up doing a video on how Mark Milligan could change us and take us to top 6 this season, and sort of analysing how our little Australia Cup run this so far, and how he's took us to a final. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Until the next video, I'm out. Peace.